Who will win Rookie of the Year? Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese? How Wnba experts debate. The Athletic has launched a new series of sports debates in which two writers break down a specific topic. In this Wnba edition, Sabrina Merchant and Ben Pickman break down the Rookie of the Year race. Sabrina Merchant. Last year, we had the most hotly contested MVP race in Wnba history. This season, it looks like Rookie of the Year will take that mantle. That means it's time to once again talk about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Ben Pickman, drink. But in all seriousness, we're just past the halfway point of the season. With the All-Star/Olympic break Merchant, it's the first time in 10 years that two rookies have been selected as All-Stars, the last instance taking place in 2014 with Chinny Wnba and Shoni Schimmel. We've been talking about the potential of this 2024 rookie class for what seems like forever, and this is one of many indicators that this group is living up to that, or at least Clark and Reese are. Hickman and Cameron Brink was before she got injured. In recent seasons, Rookie of the Year has not been all that close. Aaliyah Boston was a unanimous winner in 2023. Ryan Howard received all but 3 votes in 2022. Michaela Wnba received all but 2 votes in 2021. And Crystal Dangerfield earned all but 3 in 2020. Frankly, this award is rarely contested. Over the last 10 years, it's really only been somewhat close 3 times. In 2014, Wnba received 23 votes, while Odyssey Sims got 12. In 2015, Jewel Lloyd garnered 21 votes, while Kaya Stokes had 16. And in 2019, Nafisa Collier received 29 votes, compared to Eric Ogunbowo's 14. Merchant. Even when there have been deep rookie classes, the voting hasn't been all that close. In 2013, we had the free to see of Brittany Griner, Elena Del Dunn, and Skylar Diggins-Smith, but Del Dunn was the unanimous Roy. The 2018 season produced 5 All-Stars, and none of them could take a vote off of A'ja Wilson. It's rare to have high-level talent in a draft, and also a competitive award race. Hickman. So I guess this is just another way that Wnba is different in 2024 than it was a decade ago. Merchant. Another way these rookies have stood out is that they've lived up to expectations immediately. For example, Kelsey Plum came into the league as the No. 1 scorer in Division I women's basketball history and wasn't an All-Star for 4 seasons. Hickman, and she didn't even receive a Rookie of the Year vote in 2017. Merchant. Plum's teammate Jackie Young took 3 years to become an All-Star. Even looking at their Olympic teammates, Collier Copper and Alyssa Thomas didn't get to the All-Star game until year 6. Hickman. And that's why the fact that Reese and Clark made the All-Star team this year is so impressive. So let's dive into it. Let's make the case for each and then explain where we're leaning. Merchant. Let's start with Reese. Chicago was a projected lottery team this season by most experts. However, the Sky are in the playoff race with Reese as their best player. She is playing 31.5 minutes per game and is the main reason the Sky are the league's leader in offensive rebounds. Chicago also has a plus 2.3 net rating when Reese is on the floor. Hickman. She has 14 double-doubles in 20 games, including double-doubles in her last 13 games. Reese, who broke Candace Parker's record, was Rookie of the Month in June and the most recent Player of the Week, all while playing in the Wnba's deepest position, going up every night against stars like Wilson, Stewart, Collier, Thomas, Nneka Wnba, etc. Merchant. Reese obviously isn't the most efficient scorer in the Wnba, and her 49.7 shooting percentage at the rim is well below the league average of 62.5%. But she makes up for that by earning the 7th most free throw attempts in the Wnba and makes 75.2% of those. For those who suggest her rebounding is a function of simply collecting her own misses, consider that even if you remove all of the offensive rebounds of her missed shots, she still has the most offensive boards in the league. X/T to Stephen No for that research. Hickman. Reese could become only the 3rd player taken after No. 6 in the Wnba draft to win Rookie of the Year. Dangerfield won it in 2020 after being picked at No. 16, and Tracy Reid took home the award in 1998 after being picked No. 7. Merchant. Obviously, the most common Rookie of the Year winner has been the No. 1 pick, and Clark would be the 15th top draftee to earn the honor. In most seasons, her case would be a slam dunk. Hickman. But this year is no ordinary season. Still, Clark has a convincing case. Clark, who was May's Rookie of the Month, brought her well-rounded game to the pro level. She is top 20 in scoring, top 25 in rebounds, 2nd among guards, and No. 2 in assists per game. She became the first rookie to record a triple-double, after already becoming the fastest player in Wnba history to tally 300 points, 100 rebounds, and 100 assists. Merchant. Clark is also getting tremendous defensive attention from opponents. Despite playing alongside All-Stars Kelsey Mitchell and Boston, Clark is at the top of the scouting reports. We've seen her face guarded at the three-point line when the ball is on the other side of the court. Ari McDonald was so intent on getting back to guard Clark in the backcourt that she forgot she had a second free throw. Clark gets picked up full court, faces regular double teams and blitzes, and still manages to conduct a league-average offense. Rookie point guards face a steep learning curve in the Wnba. Just ask Plum and Sabrina Ionescu. Clark is not only starting, but playing nearly 35 minutes per game and leading the league in points created, 713 total, via scoring and assists. Hickman. At this point, I'm leaning ever so slightly toward Reese. Though the argument about point guard acclamation is super fair, it's hard to overlook what Reese has done against some of the Wnba's best bigs. Of the two, she has also been the more consistent rookie, and she's produced while being the only All-Star on a largely remade roster with her first-year head coach. Merchant. The degree of difficulty is what has me favoring Clark at this moment. Her role is more challenging as the point guard than a front-court player who mostly functions as a play finisher. She's a more efficient scorer than Reese despite playing on the perimeter. Her effective field goal percentage is 8 points better, 50.2 versus 42.2, without a consistent three-ball yet. The turnovers don't really bother me because Clark attempts a lot of ambitious passes and her assist-to-turnover ratio is still better than Reese's. The main factor that gives me pause in selecting Clark is her poor net rating of -8.1. At least, the Fever are mildly better with her on the court than off. But it does cause me to question how much of a positive impact she's actually having even with some gaudy box score totals. Hickman. It's also hard to pick Clark now because of just how hard her schedule was to open the season. And I know you just threw out the net rating differentials, but here is a point in her favor. Consider that since June 3, the day after Indiana's stretch of 11 games in 20 days, Reese has a plus 1.3 net rating and Clark has a minus 0.5. That's a much closer margin, but we can't also throw out what happened before. Merchant. I have one final question for you, Ben. How much do you factor team success? Will it matter if Indiana or Chicago misses the postseason? or if the figure win the season series 3-1 against the Sky. Hickman, I don't foresee myself putting a ton of weight on team success. If one of the two franchises is, hypothetically, the no 6 seed, and the other is the no 10 seed, then that could factor into my decision. But if both make the playoffs as the no 7 and 8 seeds, I don't think that should decide this race. So often, they are top rookies because their teams struggled the previous year and selected them high in the draft. It feels unfair to penalize them for that, and there are plenty of examples of rookies excelling and winning this award on struggling teams. To the question of the series split, I think it's telling that neither of us brought it up earlier in this discussion. I'm not really putting much thought into it, especially because Reese played well, averaging 14.7 points and 14 rebounds in the 3 games so far, 2 of which were Chicago losses. Merchant making the playoffs would be a tiebreaker, but any other distinctions in the standings would be irrelevant. However, it would be hard to ignore either putting up a statement game in their final regular season meeting. If the race remains tight between the two, one of them seizing the moment against the other could be a separating factor. Who will win Rookie of the Year?